it took me a while to kind of figure out what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it's like creative. I say it's creative.
No, I agree. It's definitely artistic and takes a mind to figure out how to interpret what you were thinking and doing at that point. All right, homeboy. So you get the chat. Questions and all that good stuff, yeah? Boop.
Yeah, I had to mute it.
There we go. All right. There we go. I think we're good to go. Well, welcome everybody to the channel.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah. Today, I'm going to be hanging out, talking some story, playing some games. We got Final Fantasy. The original Nintendo Final Fantasy. Up on the screen, I'll be playing that. Tony's gonna be guiding me through the game because he knows it like the back of his hand. Yeah, right. When's the last time you played this?
I'll lead you to a whole bunch of reset.
I know, right?
It's been a while I played that game. I think maybe when I was about 14, 15 years old, the last time I actually played. I would say I finished it. Took me maybe a few days to finish it. I could remember.
Yeah.
But definitely Final Fantasy was one of those RPG games I really liked, but Phantasy Star was the best one for me.
Yeah, I would agree. Those of you that are watching or come watch this later, either way, that's like the old battle, right? Phantasy Star versus the Final Fantasy series. Because if you're a Sega guy, like me and you, we're Sega kids. You know, we had Nintendo, right, but Sega was where it was at for us. And, you know, we grew up on Phantasy Star. I loved Phantasy Star 2. I really did. And I did play Final Fantasy on the Nintendo. It was, you know, I played it before the Sega Genesis, you know, because it came out before. But I like both series, but I ended up liking Phantasy Star just a little bit more. I mean, were you the same, or did you kind of stick to Phantasy Star as your favorite, or?
Phantasy Star was my favorite. You just said Phantasy Star was your favorite. Is it Final Fantasy or Phantasy Star?
Oh, Phantasy Star. I know. They both have. Well, it's funny too because Phantasy Star spells it PH, and I never thought about that. Yeah, right. It's the same word. Well, it's not the same word. It is the same word, but they spelled it. I wonder if they did that on purpose to not be like Nintendo.
I think the developer was a Filipino.
He's like, hey, Philip, we're going to call this Phantasy Star. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Tony is Pinoy. He is Filipino, so that's why we can make fun of him. Did I say it right? Phantasy Star?
Phantasy Star.
I never thought about that though. Yeah, Phantasy Star is PH. I've never noticed that. Wow.
We might have to look at the developer to see if any of them are Filipinos.
Yeah. Developed by, you know, Anthony Amor. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah. So, for me, Phantasy Star just had a better feel when it comes to the action, the fighting action.
Speaking of which, let me run into an enemy so you can kind of compare. So I got the boat. Well, I'm not even gonna make it to the boat. Looks like okay. So here we go. Right.
Right.
Now, in the original Phantasy Star, it was like most RPGs, right? You'd select what you want to do, fight, magic, drink, item, run, whatever, right?
Right.
And you'd select the enemy that you want and repeat until you're through all your characters. In this case, I'm going to do some fire on these guys. But watch what happens. Watch, yeah. See, they move forward. They do this little jiggle dance. The animation. Which, I mean, for the time, it was like, oh my gosh, I can actually see my guy moving. I can see him doing something. But you didn't really get the effect of actually watching him hit the enemy. You just get him wiggling his little sword or throwing his little spell. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in Phantasy Star, the original I never played. That was, what was that? Sega Master System, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sega Master.
So in Sega Master System, it had Phantasy Star, and I don't remember if the new mechanics of Phantasy Star 2 because in Phantasy Star, remember, they would actually appear, they would redraw the character, like right in front of the, enemy, right? And you would see them slash or whatever, and it was really cool to see that. I don't know if that was in the original.
Phantasy Star 2 did that.
Yep.
Your character will disappear and reappear in front of your enemy and splashes them, then disappear and reappear in front of you.
Yes, and I thought that was so cool. It's like, oh look, he's going up, and you could. What character was it? I think it was the girl, Leia. I forget what her name was. Well, I mean, you can name her whatever you want. She's your character, I think.
May.
That is, I was like Lei, Lei, May. She had the claws, and I remember getting so stoked when I would see her slash, and all three, slices would appear on the enemy like it was, three claws.
Wolverine.
Yeah, like Wolverine. I was like, oh, she's actually hitting him. And and then the guy would hit him with the sword, and you'd see the one slash. So it was just a whole new level. But I think Final Fantasy really set the bar, for RPGs.
Yeah, I would say so. I agree. I think when it came out with the new sequels, like I think they had Phantasy Star 2 Generations on the PlayStation 2. I know it's not really retro, but it's PlayStation.
Right.
They cleaned up the animation. It looked a whole lot better, and the gameplay, the action, it was more fluid. Having better graphics just makes the game more fun to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Not sure if you've seen it before, but
definitely agree.
Oh yeah, this is it. Oh yeah, here you go. I'm just gonna post it in our
link
here. Yeah, you can take a look on it later if you want. But that played on the PlayStation 2. I remember playing this before, and I didn't finish it.
Really?
But finish it.
Was it too hard?
No, it was. I think it's because I was like, during that time I was either gaming or basketball, so I started to lose interest on gaming, then started playing more basketball. Yeah. That's the reason why I probably didn't finish it during that time.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, if you get the time, watch the video. You're going to see. It's just more of a cleaner version of Phantasy Star.
And it's Phantasy Star Online.
It's called Phantasy Star 2 Generation.
2 Generations. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it played, but I actually never played it myself. So, take your word for it, but yeah, to check that out. I did have a question though. One thing I did love about Final Fantasy, check this out. You get 4 characters, right? And the cool thing about Final Fantasy that I loved was it was like you built your own party. It wasn't like Phantasy Star where you picked up people along the way, which is also different,
Right.
but also really cool. But Final Fantasy is like, you know what? I want, like in this case, I got a fighter, I got a black belt, I got a white mage and a black mage, right? And you could mix and match it. And there was these, I remember these big arguments about which one was the best. Like, you know, I remember this one guy who was like, you should do 2 fighters and 2 red mages. It's the best ever. And I'm like, what? Then you can't use any of the high power spells that black mages get, and you can't really heal that well, and you can't, you know, there's all these arguments. I don't know if you remember having those arguments, but when I was little, I remember, yeah. I was like...
Maybe in Dungeons and Dragons, but the board game.
Right. So if you don't know, this is the main Corneria castle right here where you start out. I've gotten the boat, and I left Elfland, and I'm basically about the first, I think probably a third into the game. I'm basically on the the Earth Orb quest, where you start out with the Marsh Cave and, you know, all that good stuff. So I've gotten the crown, you know, I need to save the prince now, and so I have to go get the herb to wake him up, and so that's where I'm going, is to get the herb, because he got a spell put on top of him. It's just getting there. I have to go all the way across the ocean just to get there. But yeah, I loved it.
Main character for Final Fantasy, is it still Cloud? Is it Cloud along... No, the character's name, Cloud.
I believe so. I'd have to look again. I don't remember. I think you start... Because they didn't start making, like... Because these are all unnamed. I mean, I named them myself. Speaking of which, look at the names that I picked. See if that looks...
Cat.
And then I just went funny with Dink. Because, come on. You watched enough Star Wars to see, you know, Dink around. Dink. He looks like the little Jawa. You know, and they, you know, in Spaceballs, they would walk around and going, Dink. Dink.
About to say Dink is kind of out of place because I know the other 3. I know their
Well, I ran out of names. I was gonna call him like Pearl or something. Yeah, or maybe Ced. Oh, I could have called him Ced. Oh, but yeah, it's definitely a nerd joke. Like no one else but you and I and a few other Unix guys will look at that and start laughing. Like Bash. Yeah. I could have called the other one like KSH, CSH, and like corn shell, seashell, and.
Or you should just do one like RM asterisk.
I don't think they had special characters. Did they?
Oh, allowed asterisk.
But no, I meant in the naming. Like when I name a character, can you actually choose an asterisk? You have to look that up.
No. I don't think so.
I know you could do period and pound sign, exclamation point, maybe. I don't know if they had... I don't know if they had an asterisk. That's a good point. Why always ask me stuff I don't know? I don't know the guy's first name in Final Fantasy VII, which is bad. I should know that, but... Because personally, I think Final Fantasy VII was... probably one of the best in the whole series of Final Fantasies.
Okay, I got the keyboard up. Let me see here. Is there an asterisk? Yes, there is an asterisk.
Really?
But I'm not sure if you can actually use it.
Where's this stupid castle? I remember it was over here somewhere. It's not... Oh. Wait, was I supposed to go to the cave? I can't forget. Or I can't remember. I think I'm supposed to meet this witch in the cave. She wants the crystal for the herb. Yeah, dude, if I can, you know, get the asterisk, well, I can't. I'd have to hack this somehow to change my name. I know there's guys out there that know how to hack the ROMs and do that kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
It's probably in the save state, right? You'll be hacking.
Don't you hate that? Look at that. Finally, after every wolf has bitten me, he finally gets the fire 2 spell off. Sheesh. That's so annoying. I used to hate that. I was like, come on, if you did the spell first, I wouldn't get hit 60 times. What was your what was your favorite Final Fantasy? Your last one played, and then same for Phantasy Star.
I think I stopped playing Final Fantasy 5. I think that's the last one I played. Final Fantasy 5.
Okay, and I think mine was 3, which was the one on the Super Nintendo. And it's funny because the version numbers, you know, like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, you know, whatever, up to 7, they're kind of backwards or different in the depending on what region you are, you know?
Right.
Look at this. Can you decipher that? I figured it out. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. You remember this, T?
Select B, push.
Push B and select.
Oh,
backwards.
It's backwards here.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So let me see what happens on B and select. So for anybody who's wondering, yes, I'm playing on a cartridge on actual Nintendo controller. I'm playing on my AVS, which I absolutely love. It's FPGA for Nintendo, so I love it. So what is it? B and select?
B and select.
So I can change my character order if I want. But that's what happens when you press select, I think. Yeah, so B and select. I gotta do it at the exact same time? Thought I did.
I'm going to pull up my ROM set here on my launch box. See if I have Final Fantasy in there, because I feel like playing right now.
Yeah, join me. Yeah, I hit B and select. I've done it like 6 times now. It doesn't seem to do anything different. Can you Google around? I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. I'm hitting B and select at the same time, but it does the same thing as just hitting select by itself.
Let's see here.
See, it just brings up the character screen. That's really weird.
Push. B select.
I tried to hold down B and hit select, it still doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Maybe it only does it when I'm outside. I'll go up there and get the herb in just a second now that I know where it is, but let me see. Ah, it shows you the map. I forgot about that. Look at there, T. Ooh.
Ah.
That's pretty cool. Huh. You can't zoom in, it doesn't feel like. No. That's pretty cool, though. At least you can get a general idea. It's like, you know, blinking lights.
Yeah.
Another broom. Let's go say hi to the broom. He says the same thing. How would you actually pronounce that? Ticelis, Ticelis Bihasup. Ticelis Bihasup. How would you say it in Filipino? With an accent.
How you actually would say it? I mean, instead of saying push B select?
No, I'm saying it backwards, like Ticelis Bihasup. That's, you know, a typical white boy accent.
Right.
How would you say that?
Yeah. I wouldn't know. In Filipino? No idea.
There's the witch. Let's see if I can open up any of these treasure chests. Okay. Yep. Heal potion. I'll take that. Okay.
You ever played Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yes. Yes, I have. Absolutely loved it.
So wait, is this still RPG? Is it still RPG or is it something else?
Yep, RPG. Yeah.
I wonder why they named it Tactics.
Because my theory, I don't know. You had to place your characters in a specific order in front or back. to determine how vulnerable or how accessible they were to certain attacks and spells and things like that. That's my theory, but I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, Tactics was a lot of fun. I do remember that. That was a good one. That was on, shoot, what system did I play that on?
I'll let you guess.
I'm gonna say, I think it was either PlayStation or Game Boy Advance, maybe? I can't remember. Which one was it?
PlayStation. You were right.
Okay, I was right. Yeah, it'd been a while. I was like, man, which one? Actually, that's one I'm looking for too. I gotta get that on my list.
PlayStation?
No, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got my new cables.
It's part of the ROM set. I got the ROM set.
Yeah?
Oh wait, you don't have a PlayStation emulator, don't you?
I do on the Pi, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on the PC.
Right on. Yeah, it plays actually pretty good on the Pi too. In fact, speaking of which, T, did you know they're working on, and I've already seen demos of the PlayStation on the Mister.
Really?
Yes, I saw a video yesterday posted.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, no way. Well, I talked to a couple people. I know, he's like, let me go look. But yeah, I talked to a couple people, and basically, we actually got a comment and a question from somebody asking us about it too, and I did some research, but yeah. They were saying it's important, not only just for PS, because, you know, the games, but they're working on things like Tekken and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And Tekken is part of the PlayStation lineup, but it's also an arcade game. So when you solve one, you kind of solve the other, right?
Right.
So that's why there's being progress made. So as they're doing the arcade, it's working out for the, you know, PlayStation sound and video and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that is awesome. So yeah, PlayStation coming to the Mister soon. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm going to change up my my bar top arcade.
Oh yeah.
That, Raspberry Pi. Replace it with.
See, now that's awesome. Now, why do you like the Mister better than the Pi? Because remember, we did the video, and I've been getting comments back and forth, and most people are saying, why not both? And other people are saying, no, just the Mister. One comment was really funny. It said, Mister is bester.
Definitely when it comes, for me,
yeah.
Definitely the gameplay, having more of a authentic arcade gameplay is going to be the Mister.
Now, what can you tell? Like when I play the Mister, when I say authentic, there's certain things that come to mind. But for you, what comes to mind, or what are you speaking to exactly when you say authentic? I'm curious if it's the same.
I would say gameplay and timing are the main two for me. Because if I do a comparison of the Raspberry Pi, a PC, and the Mister playing the same game, like for me, of course, it's Street Fighter. Let's say for Street Fighter 2, among the three, it seems like there's some small lag you can actually tell on a Raspberry Pi, and then same on the PC, you can actually tell that slight lag.
Yeah.
It makes it not as authentic compared to our arcade. It's still playable. You can still have fun in it, but if you play on the arcade so much, you can actually tell the difference.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah. Then on the Mister, you can't feel it. I mean, it feels like you're on a authentic arcade.
Yeah, because it actually, from what I read and what we were looking at, no, that's a beautiful description. Timing and gameplay, because like you said, it mirrors the actual board, like aligns all the arrays, and it's like, yeah, you're playing on the actual board.
All right.
Yeah. For me, it's very similar to to that timing, but also not just that, but the I would say I guess it's kind of the same thing, but the experience, like it just feels more fun. It's like this actually feels like it's just more fun. The Pi is like, let me see if I like this game, and you can play it, but it's more fun on the Mister.
Yeah. I would say definitely the Pi will have more ROMs. You can have you can have Nintendo, you can have a Genesis, you have Sega Master System. You can have a lineup of 5 to 10,000 ROMs of different consoles. But the Mister is just like a handful, maybe 30. Currently.
That is true. The ability to like play almost anything, like it even plays. What was it? Like, what are the systems that Pi can play that Mister can't right now? Besides PlayStation, there's other ones, right?
Dragon Slayer, Space Ace.
Oh yeah, the systems that Daphne does, right? Can't right now. Besides PlayStation, there's other ones, right?
Dragon Slayer and yeah, Daphne stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, that's I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Huh. Good point, amigo. Good point. Oh, Dreamcast. It can do Dreamcast, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Do Dreamcast too. Wait, on the Raspberry Pi?
Yeah, on the 4, it can actually do Dreamcast. The 3, it can't. 3B Plus can't either. It's just not powerful enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact it can do more systems is kind of cool. But on the flip side, the Mister can do so many old school computers. And I tell you what, T, I actually want to start, I think we should kind of shift and do some more Mister core reviews, like on the old computers. I mean, didn't you ever play caveman games and Oregon Trail and,
Oh yeah, Oregon Trail was fun.
Dude,
I like that.
I would love to have Oregon Trail on my Mister. I really would. Plug a keyboard up and just go to town. That would be so much fun, right? Tell me I'm wrong.
Nah, you're not wrong.
So what systems, or not what systems, well, I don't even remember what Oregon Trail was on. Was that the Commodore or what system was that? I thought it was Commodore, but if you look at the Mister cores, it's got 10 times more computer systems than it does consoles.
Alright. Well, I remember on a Commodore, the first game I ever played was, I think it was the text-based Might and Magic.
Oh, dude, Might and Magic. Now you've hit a soft spot. I'm gonna go on a tangent on that, but before I do, I gotta find out. Yeah, I was gonna say the text-based version. Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy that you remember that kind of stuff. Might and Magic. I freaking love that game. Actually,
yeah, same here.
I bought the original. Well, not the original on the computer system, but I bought the original that came out for the Sega Genesis, because that's when I first played it for myself. I saw other people play Might and Magic on computers, but I didn't have a computer, so I bought it for the Genesis when it came out, and it's still the hardest RPG ever.
Right.
Oh, we got a comment from Mr. Tabor. What do you say?
What up?
How's it going, Tabor?
With Apple IIe. Apple IIe, I thought Oregon Trail was on.
See, I think he's right. I think it was the Apple II. You're gonna have to Google to check that. But I tell you what, the other thing, yeah, I think he's right, because Apple II was amazing, and I had a lot of friends that had Apple II. Well, 3 friends that had Apple II. Only had one friend that had a Commodore 64. So it was a huge gap in computer access. I hope I can find the throne room. I don't remember where. Oh, there it is. Shoo.
All right, let's see here. The Oregon Trail was released back in 1985, and the platform was on Apple II and DOS.
Wait, it was?
First released on Apple II,
okay.
1985. Then it was released on DOS, 1990.
Apple II. Wow, Tabor, you got that one. That's 1 for 1. We should do a maybe get more Yeah, trivia. We should do like a bunch of trivia. All right, so I got the herb. Old boy is now awake. And he's gonna give me the mystic key. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but the mystic key. Yeah, woo woo. That's definitely true. The mystic key, as Tabor's excited about as I am. Yeah, this thing unlocked so many different treasure chests that were spread out everywhere. It was like, you know, you'd come across a stupid chest and it would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you need the mystic key to open that." And you're like, "Well, what is that? And where do I get it?" And but yeah, I'm gonna start opening up some stuff. I know there's places in Corneria. There's also places in the Northwest Castle, and oh, actually, there's some in the Marsh Cave. I'm gonna go there. But yeah, Oregon Trail, we got to get that going, T. Apple II, is that on the Mister? You got to check that out, because I know it's not on the Pi. Or, well, is the Apple II on the Pi? So there's the question. What can you play the Apple II on for emulation for both FPGA on the Mister and regular software emulation for the Pi?
Alright, let me check out emulation for the Apple II.
Yeah, because we got to get that going and like do a video on it so people can get it going, because I want to know how to do it. I would play Oregon Trail, T. I would. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a text-based, well, yeah, it's still text-based, but you get some graphics, but I would totally play that today. I mean, speaking of which, like, I know you're playing some different games. I'm playing old stuff, like retro games, you know, like Final Fantasy and stuff, just because I need a something to get my mind on a mundane, you know, mind-numbing task so that it can kind of spin down from the long week of crazy. So I'm playing games that don't require any thought. I don't know about you. What are you playing and why? Because I'm all about mind-numbingly stupid games, I guess. I mean, this isn't stupid, but you know what I mean. Doesn't require much thought.
Yeah. Like for me, for a brain-dead game for me, I play...
Brain dead. I mean, RPGs aren't brain dead, but you know what I'm saying. Something that's just kind of slow and just kind of... that's me. You know, Oregon Trail and Final Fantasy, but... I think you're playing other things that are a little bit more fast-paced.
Yeah, I'll probably play some COD, Call of Duty.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
I don't really need to think on Call of Duty. I just shoot. That's all fun.
All muscle memory, huh?
Yeah.
Right on.
But you know what? Going back to the Apple II, get this. Just found a site that they run an Apple II emulator, an emulated computer, and you can load it with ROM. I just loaded.
Wait, start over. ROM. Wait, start over. There's a site that has what?
Site that you will emulate an Apple II computer.
So it's through the browser?
Through the browser.
That's insane.
So I'm on the site right now, and you can select a game and load it. I loaded Oregon Trail.
No way.
I am playing it right now.
We have lost Tony. Tony has left the building. Elvis and Tony are both gone. Playing Oregon Trail.
Alright. I'm going to put it up here.
Okay. Yeah, put the link up. Share that. That is so cool. So, if it's through the browser, I mean, that's incredible. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Skullandsteel.com, I guess is how you pronounce that. Skullans? Yep. Skullandsteel.com?
When you're in there, you just select the folder and choose a game, and it gives you a list of games. There's Apple Invaders, Apple Panic, Apple Trek.
Oh, wow. Oh, that is crazy, though.
What's Arcade? I remember the Arcade. Is that chess game?
I don't know, but I need to use Harm 2 on Ghouls and Ghosts. I'm ignoring you so I don't die. I can't think.
That's what it is. Arcade.
Okay. But yeah, I'm doing Harm 2, so I'm just gonna ignore you and do Harm 2. While you tell me what art. No, go ahead. What's Archon now? Is it it's like backgammon or something, or what is it?
I think it's like a chess game, but the chess when the pieces come kind of close together, you fight against each other.
So is it like it's like chess but battle chess or something? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I can't really remember, but
okay.
Let me pick Oregon Trail real quick.
He's like, just be quiet. I want to play Oregon Trail. So you found a website that can do it. That's really cool. Dang. Yeah. So you have to be online to be able to do it. So you can't play that like on a arcade cabinet per se, unless you have like wireless or something. But is there a way to get the Pi and the Mister loaded so that it works, with an emulator? Is there an Apple II emulator for the Pi, is what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I kind of skipped all of that. I just went to the website.
He's like, I don't know, I'm having fun, leave me alone. I get you. Dude, I don't know if you remember though, this Marsh cave, I mean, I'm level 11 now, so it's a little easier, but they still beat me down. I mean, oh shoot, I forgot to heal Dink, he's down to 46 health. But this cave will beat you down. These, I remember asking a buddy and looking in Nintendo Power just to see how to beat the zombies, because the zombies and ghouls, like, they would resist almost everything, it seemed like, and they'd stun you and paralyze you, and they were just like, oh, lightning, that's nice, fire, oh yeah, that's nice. So it was like physical damage and then harm. Here it is. I think I got it off. Look at this. Dead. It's like, okay, now I know what to use. Like, I never knew what the harm was for, but basically the white cleric is, of course, representing good, and harm does harm to anything that's undead, I guess, so like ghouls and shadows and stuff like that. So man, I gotta waste all my cures to cure this guy. Do I have any heals? I got 15 of them. I should have used my heals.
Let him die.
He's like, let him die. Yeah, as long as one guy survives to get back to the town, that's all that really matters. Yeah, so you're playing, I could tell now, you're not even looking, you're like ignoring everything, you're just looking at Oregon Trail. So, does it play good, and can it be emulated on the Pi and Mister is still what I'm kind of curious about.
Well, kind of hard to tell. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate. Let me see if I can actually do a print screen on this real quick. Can I actually show it to you? Nope.
No. You'd have to point your camera at it. If you want to do that, but... Ah, man, I still got poisoned. That sucks. I can never get away from these guys without getting poisoned. So yeah, let's see it. What you got? Don't make me too dizzy here, Blair Witch.
That's how it looks like.
Oh, so you get an emulated keyboard. That's actually pretty cool.
Yep.
Ah.
The Oregon Trail up there is like the...
Yeah, the #1 game. That's pretty cool, man.
I figure it out right now.
Okay. So, still the question remains after you figure it out, homie. I want it on my Pi. I don't want to shut down my Pi, shut down my Mister, and then go figure it out on another one. But yeah, see if you can figure it out.
Okay, let's see if I can find an emulator for the Pi.
I gotta purify my boy. He's poisoned.
Raspberry Pi.
And then I need to move him back to the front and get my...
Yes, there is an emulator. It's called...
Tabor, do you see my... Oh, sorry, T. Go ahead. I was gonna ask Tabor a question, but go ahead. What you got? What you got?
It's called Lin Apple.
Lin Apple.
Yep.
And it's for Pi, or what is that?
For Linux. It'll run on the Raspberry Pi. But Lin or Linux.
Okay. And it does, or it is available though?
Yep.
Nice. I was gonna ask Tabor a question, or anybody else that joins or sees this later, but Tabor, what is so unique or interesting about the naming of my characters in Final Fantasy that I'm playing? See if you can figure it out, or anybody else. I don't think they'll be able to figure it out. Maybe, we'll see. Tony knows because he already looked earlier, so he knows. At times 2, so I can't really tell. You know?
Right.
I saw a chat come in. Did he get it right?
He said Linux command.
Ah, man.
But there's one in there that's not a Linux
command. Shut up. Yeah, there's one in there. I ran out. Okay, I was gonna use said, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go Star Wars and name him Dink, because that's what they say in Spaceballs. They dink, 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 dink. And I just thought it was funny. And he looks like one of the little Jawa guys. So I was like, I'm gonna call him Dink. So you can make fun of me all you like, T. I gotta purify this guy again, and he's dying again. Hopefully there's some good stuff in these chests. Do you remember what's in these chests?
No.
Marsh Cave Mystic Key treasure chests. That's the Google, T. Tell me what you find. Because there are so many rooms I have to explore, and I may not even get to all of them. There's like 16 in this. Empty figures. I can't remember which one actually had the Mystic Key treasure chests. I'm gonna start running. These guys are beating me up, T. I'm gonna start running from like every battle. Can't run, can't run. Ah, there we go. Close call.
You're in the Marsh Cave?
Yeah, Marsh Cave Mystic Key treasure boxes. Cause see how big this room is? There's like 5 rooms per row, and there's like 4 rows or 3 rows or something like that. There's a lot of rooms. I just remember there was Mystic Key, what do you call it? Treasure boxes in here. So I remember being aggravated when I first got here. I was like, ah, some more of those stupid treasure boxes that I can't open. So hey, while you're looking that up, T, are you getting the PSX or PS5 or Xbox X? Are you getting one of those?
I am getting an Xbox Series X.
Ah, so you are getting some of the new stuff, huh?
Yes, sirree.
Okay. Now, both systems are pretty powerful, pretty sweet. I mean, per the specs, it's basically a Sony PC versus a Microsoft PC at this point. It's not even a console. But,
yeah.
I mean, they come with SSD cards, USB ports, CPUs, video cards, Ethernet. It's like fans, cooling. I'm like, this is no longer a console. This is just a Microsoft PC and a Sony PC.
But between the two, you can't go wrong of which console is better than the other. I mean, both are good.
Mm-hmm.
Both consoles are just phenomenal. It's just, I think right now the game lineup there's more of a game lineup for the PlayStation.
I think so.
Xbox, but for the Xbox, the Series X, it's the lineup is less, but then the games are you can play the older games, so it's backward compatible.
All the way back to the original Xbox?
I believe it can go all the way back to the 360.
So not the original, just the 360.
I think it's just up to the 360.
Now here's a question.
I have to check.
Okay. Now here's a question. Do you consider the original Xbox retro? Yeah, I stumped him. Look, you see the steam coming out of his head. He's like, why you ask me that?
I don't call it retro. I think anything that's running on a spinning disc during that generation, I don't call it retro. I think it has to be either on a
oh crap, I gotta fight the wizards again. I forgot that they were standing here in front of this. This is where I got the crown originally. Crap. And you can't run from these guys, and they're hard. Sorry, I was like, oh crap. I need him to hit fast.
I lost my train of thought.
But yeah, you're talking about spinning discs and what actually is retro. So you don't consider the original Xbox retro. You say no. And the reason is because?
Because it's not. It's during that time that we're going to like 16-bit.
Okay.
And
so
we're on CDs.
So you base it on the media, like what media it's running on. So if it's running on CDs, no, it's not retro anymore.
I would say not.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know where I would draw the line with retro. Maybe you can ask some of the viewers, whoever's in the room. Where is the line for retro? Is it based on how old it is? Because here's something funny to you. You may not know this, but like you and I are car guys. And cars are not considered classic unless they're at least 25 years old. So it's based on time. So it's always moving. So next year, 2021, classic cars are, 1996 and earlier. But I wouldn't look at a 96 Chevy Lumina and go, wow, look at this classic. It's like my definition of classic is a little different. So is it based on media, or is it based on graphics, or how many generations ago it is, or I don't know.
Well, let's see the definition here.
Because when I do my retro gaming tournaments, that's one of the things I consider too. And I remember I posted that question to the group and I was like, hey, is the PlayStation 1 retro? And like 5 people were like, yes, you can use it in a tournament. Because we did GameCube. That was newer. Mm-hmm. GameCube was like what, 2000, I think? 99, something like that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't consider it retro.
Yeah. Treasure box is empty. See, I had to fight those stupid wizards for nothing. You're supposed to be my map guide.
You got me on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, I got you doing like 3 Googles right now, right? Oops.
So what you're looking for again? You're looking for the Mystic Key, right?
Yeah, Mystic Key, Marsh Cave. I know they were down here. I just can't remember where. These are all empty though. It's like I already opened them, but I mean, I remember opening some, but I remember a couple others basically giving me the middle finger and saying, no, you don't have the key. Get out of here. Oh, good. As long as you keep hitting bash, you can take most of the damage. That's fine. I'm still running like a cheetah, getting out of here. Tabor says, he got a comment in here. Tabor says retro is anything that isn't current. So we would be retro. That's an interesting definition.
He probably just looked it up.
He said it was just a wiki. I gotta heal, and I gotta swap. Oops, wrong person. You two swap here. You two swap here. So anything that isn't current. So is the PS4 retro? Because it's not current. The PS5 is now out.
I know, right?
I think he clarified. I saw another comment come in. What did he say? Something flashed.
He just said, would it call it old school though?
That's true. Yeah, it's like I would definitely say.
You know, when I think about it, retro and old school is 2 different definitions.
Oh snap! We're getting detailed in syntax now. Okay, let's hear it, T. What is this? I gotta hear this.
Retro. He's right with his definition when it comes to retro. Retro is considered not current.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. When you say old school, then we're talking about a particular time in the past. Like, what's considered old school? We can our definition of old school will be 1990 and earlier.
So do you
1995 and earlier?
Do you think they're both fluid? Do they both move forward? Like 10 years from now, does that suddenly make different systems retro that weren't, or certain games technically old school, or is it generational? Like what I would consider would never move to retro. Like I'll never consider PS2 retro. I'll tell you that right now. I consider it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Like, or sorry, I'll consider it retro, but not old school. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
it is not old school. You're right.
Gotcha.
So we have to look at it as what do we consider what is considered to be old school, not retro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I said it wrong. Good catch.
What do we consider old school? For me, I think anything that's probably now I have to actually think of date. I would say 1990.
Okay. So you put a date and media. It has to be before 1990, and it has to be non-CD based, right?
Yep, non-CD based.
So you don't consider GameCube or PlayStation, because they're CD based, into the retro. Or sorry, in the old school. Sorry, yeah, old school.
Were they 16-bit or 32-bit? I think they were 32-bit.
PlayStation I think was technically 32, and GameCube I think was still 32. I believe. I don't know. Maybe 64 by then. I'd have to Google it. Oh, Tabor put another comment in there. Something flashed in. I got 1,020 gold, baby. That's the first opening of this Mystic Key treasures. Nope, I'm running from all of those. The red bones, they smack hard. Paralyze you too.
Saying that if mainstream developers are still developing, releasing games on the platform, then no retro, in my mind.
So if they're still releasing games, interesting that he put mainstream to clarify that. I was gonna say, because homebrew is still going fast and strong for a lot of systems.
Right.
You know, they're still releasing Sega, Genesis, Super Nintendo, even original Nintendo games. People are developing for them. I mean, heck, even I'm working on a Nintendo game. I think I told you about that.
Yep.
I meant Tabor. Yeah. I think I told Tabor about that last. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's, oh my gosh, it's hard though. I did some videos, and I got a request to do some more. I gotta do another one to kind of update and show where I'm at, you know, what I've learned. But yeah, it's hard, really hard.
Oh, real quick here, on a Marsh Cave Treasures, it says there's only 3 items.
Well, I got 1,020 gold, so that must be one of them.
Yeah, and then the antidote and the silver amulet.
Okay, might be in this one then. What do we got? Of course. Cobras! Cobras are not good, T. I get beat up by cobras. It's not good. And they all got first hit.
Silver amulet. Silver amulet, not amulet. Amulet.
I think you're right. Amulet, right?
I spelled it. I don't know if they spelled it wrong, but they call it silver amulet. ARMLE.
I just froze all the snakes. I don't think they like ice. I just killed them. All but one. Yeah, look at all my guys. They're about dead. I need to get out of here. I'm gonna die. Oh, I got a silver... Is that a dagger? Yeah, that's a dagger, because it's short. That's a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dagger. And I think I'm supposed to give that to... Right now he has a small dagger, so... Oops. I'm gonna... Not equip, I'm gonna trade. Give that to... him. I gotta sell that large sword, I don't need that no more. Or large dagger. And I'm gonna equip the silver one. Boom. There we go. Okay. I need to create a save state in case I die. There we go. Created a save state. I didn't get out of here, T. Oh crap.
No idea.
There's one more treasure box and I can't get to it. Can I use a cabin while in a cave? Probably not. We're gonna sleep here, guys. Create a fire. I'm gonna try it because I need to rest. Bad. Cabin. Can't sleep in here. I knew it. I knew it. I'm gonna die. But yeah, developing for the Nintendo has been an adventure. I tell you what, I've learned so much about hardware and software. I mean, I feel like I could write an emulator for it almost. It's like ridiculous how much I had to learn, you know?
Right.
And I can't wait to make a little bit more progress. I mean, I'm able to move now. I got a background screen. You know, I have some progress. It's just, it's really hard. You know, everything's in assembly. And come on. Can I go right now to Google? Think about this, T. You're getting a PS5, right? Or no, Xbox X, right?
Hmm?
Okay. Can you go
Series
get...
Series X.
Series X, okay. Can you go get an Xbox Series X SDK, you know, software development kit, so that you can go make a game for it right now? Can you go download that? Hell no. Microsoft would keep that junk secret. It's all proprietary. They don't want you knowing nothing, right?
Right.
Oh crap. I just had my main guy die while I was looking at you. Oh, two more guys. Two guys are dead. Three guys are dead.
Oh, you're done.
I think I'm done. I'm not gonna make it. I can't run. Can't run. And the whole party perished. I just overwrote my save state. I hit... Look, there's my save state here, because I just made one.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. The woos of using save states instead of the actual battery. Oh my gosh, T. Not only did I lose my progress, I lost my whole game.
I think 13-year-old John, if he did this,
Who?
he would. If 13-year-old John did this, he'd be throwing the controller at the TV.
Yeah. How many controllers did you break as a kid? Any? Or throw? Or?
Oh yeah, but I didn't break any.
Yeah, that is so doo-doo. I'm gonna have to, shoot, there's no way... Well, doesn't it save more than one per game? Let me see. Let's see. See if there's a way. Let's see. So I'm using my NES EverDrive. I tried to actually buy Final Fantasy. It's so expensive. So I'm playing it on my NES. Yeah, I have the original cartridge for like Dragon Warrior, which was actually my first role-playing game. I absolutely loved Dragon Warrior. I was a Dragon Warrior guy. I went through all 4 of them. And then moved over to Phantasy Star, but I did play the original Final Fantasy before I moved over. But I have the original Dragon Warrior, but I don't have, and Zelda as well, but I don't have the original Final Fantasy. It's because it's expensive. It's like, ugh. So save state is on. How do you how do you say I want to use the other save state that I just overwrote? Oh, that sucks. That was like a month and a half of Final Fantasy gone down in one single button push if I can't find it. I'd have to unhook this and get my card reader and stick it in my computer and then boot it up and go through the Explorer. But file sorting is on. I don't know what that means. Device info. Let me see if it's up here in the saves, maybe. There's only one for Final Fantasy, so that means it overrode it. No! That sucks. Oh man, I should have offloaded my save like after like a month's worth or something, right?
Right.
Oh man, that bites. I gotta start over. Ugh. T. That's not good. That is not good. What about my continue? Well, since I exited the game, I don't know if that would even work, but I can try. I think it's gone. I don't think it's gonna have a continue for me. But we can try. Oh. Okay. Tabor, you are the man. I'm gonna get your mailing address, send you a box of chocolates or something. So it only reset me. It only reset me to the town where I last saved in the game, not a save state. So I'm gonna reload my save state to right here. So I at least have that. So I don't. There we go. So let me go into town, and if I load my save state, it should be standing outside. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So I didn't even get the herb, did I? Did I wake him up? Yeah, I got the herb. So I woke him up. Or did I? Because I don't have the key. Oh, Tabor, either way, dude, you just saved me a month's worth of gameplay. You rock, dude.
So you got it back?
Well,
you got it back?
I got it back to about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just now waking him up. And then, so I already went to the cave, got the herb, came all the way back. So now all I gotta do is go back to the Marsh cave and start unlocking stuff. But I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of more herbs and healing potions. Thank you, Tabor. You rock. Oh my gosh. He says, I feel fine now. Good. Key. There it is. Let's create a save state right here. Jeez. I was about to lose all heart there if I had lost everything. My goodness. Has that ever happened to you growing up? Did you ever overwrite a game on like Phantasy Star or Final Fantasy or Zelda? Like what game was it and how did it happen? I want to hear this.
I can't remember. I know I've done it before. I think it was probably like with Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I lost like a couple months of some gameplay, and I know I was miserable.
Uh-huh. I bet. I was just about to cry when I thought I lost it all. I was like, no. Are you still playing Oregon Trail? I can see you doing something over there.
No, I'm trying to find a video.
What?
That's perfect for you right here.
Well, you're not gonna be able to post it unless you show your oh, you put it in the chat. What is it?
You gotta watch it.
Let me see.
Verizon 5G is here.
I'm getting an
with
advertisement.
the coverage of 5G nationwide. And
Are
in
you?
more and more cities,
Can't be.
the unprecedented performance
For the video
of
that I clicked on.
ultra-wideband. This is the 5G America's been
When you
waiting for.
overuse a quick
Only
save.
from Verizon.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I've seen that
Quick
video.
Good
Quick
luck
save.
today.
Quick save.
Quick save.
Quick save. Yeah.
Quick save. He does a quick save right before he perishes down the cliff.
And then he falls over and over and over. I saw that.
Quick load! Quick load! Quick load!
Not bad. Now, one thing I noticed is when I came back, the chat speed is reset back to 1. So let me reset and see if I can figure that out. Because the chat is way too slow. Did you see it? It was like, one chat every 20 seconds or something like that. I was like, come on, no. But that's pretty cool, man. So you're going to be getting the Xbox X Series instead of the PS5. Mainly because of what again?
Backward compatibility.
Backward compatibility. There it is. 8.
Alright, let me see how far back it can go. Series X. Backward compatibility.
Yeah, because if it goes all the way back to the Xbox, that's pretty cool. But you said Xbox 360, right? Which is still pretty cool. I mean, that's amazing. But no, my text is still slow. I don't know how to fix that.
Oh, it can go all the way back to the original Xbox.
Oh, see, now that's cool.
So original Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm. Dang. But you don't consider the original Xbox retro, or not old school, but retro? Yes.
Yeah.
Based on Tabor's definition, which I agree with. It's pretty cool. I like that definition. I'm gonna have to steal it. Anything not current is retro, but then old school is kind of, I guess, personal.
Yeah, it will be our personal definition.
Because like old school for a 10-year-old is different than old school for like a 60-year-old who's like, I remember when Pong was still coming out at the fairs, and pinball was all we had, and
If I showed my son Space Invaders, so say, what is that? What is that?
He'd be like, "Oh wow, you had 4 colors."
Yeah. Turn that off, Dad. I have no idea what that is. Is that? What is that? Is that a game? Doesn't look like a game.
He'd be like, "That's a bullet? It's 2 dots moving up."
That's when I start choking my son. It's a game.
I think he would appreciate games more if he saw what was, old school, right? Like, you should whip out an Atari or on the Pi. Just let him play a couple 2600 games and see what he thinks. Like, hey, let's play some combat.
No, what game was it we played on the Pi? We played what did we play?
Wait a minute, I just thought of something while you're saying that. I already have the keys. What am I doing all the way up here? Actually, I can stop in Corneria. They had treasure chests up here that I couldn't open. But I can't remember if it was... Yeah, I think it was in the castle. Yeah, what games did you play with him? Because that'd be interesting,
We played a shooter. I can't remember what shooter we played.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was... Oh, what was it? Radius? No.
Gradius was Nintendo. They didn't have that.
R.
River Raid?
No. Raiden. We were playing Raiden.
Raiden, okay, yeah.
So
Gotcha.
Playing Raiden. You just move the joystick around, you got your 2 buttons, right?
Right.
Get your level ups. So we're playing 2 players, and he dies before me.
Of course, right?
And he jumps in again, and he dies again. I'm still on my first player.
Right.
And he does like continues. And he goes, Dad,
this game sucks.
Is hard.
Yeah.
This game is hard. What? This game is hard. You're playing Fortnite with all that. You have here is just 2 buttons. God, this game is hard.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a saber, a silver dagger, an iron. What was that? An iron rod. A whole bunch of goodies down here. TNT. I do remember there's a quest for that. There's a cave with some dwarves in it that wanted some dynamite. Iron shield.
Those characters, they're like all stationary, but their legs are moving.
It's to show you that they're alive, to give you some movement and some, you know, because they didn't have like leaves blowing by, trees waving in the wind, you know, grass. You know, like nowadays, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, you walk through the grass and it moves with your feet, right? Clouds are coming over, the sun's like, this is like, come on. All you can do is just scroll 2D tiles up and down, you know? The sprites could move, but the tiles, actually, I don't know. I think, well, actually, I take that back. T, you remember when we did our last stream and we were doing Contra, Famicom versus Nintendo? That one had animated tiles.
Right.
But when I did some more research, I think the Famicom was actually more powerful. That's why they call it the Famicom, family computer. And when they brought it to the US, they took out a few chips and to make it cheaper so that they could mass produce them. And but I thought power-wise,
programming, the developing.
Oh, it was? I couldn't remember, but I thought I did some reading and it was like they had to take out a chip or two. Or combine chips or something to make it, you know, more affordable.
I was thinking of some lazy developers. Lazy developers in America.
Hey, does this iron rod go to a white mage? I think so. Oops. Let's see. Can I equip it? Let's see. Nope. Won't let me equip it. So maybe that's for the red mage. I don't know. I'll probably sell it then. Because I don't have a red mage. I do know I can give you this. And we can equip that. So he gets a silver dagger now instead of that little small one. So I gotta sell the small one. And this iron one. And the saber, I don't remember if that one was more stronger or not. That's one thing that, you know, originally when they developed these, check this out, T. When you go to weapons and you go to equip, it doesn't tell you how much more or less your power and strength and all that is going to be. Like, remember, like, newer games, it would, like, tell you what was going to happen before. Now you have to go, you know, status, and let me look at the guy, and then try and remember, and then go back, equip it, and then compare.
Right.
So help me remember this. What do we got? Damage 30, hit percent 50. Okay, damage 30, hit percent 50. Damage 30, hit percent 50. Okay, so what I had was actually better, right? I think. Yeah. Yeah, you get that. There. Okay. And we're gonna go in here and start selling some stuff before I start forgetting what I need to sell. Get out of the way, woman. Townspeople. Let's see. Let's see. What did I need to sell, homeboy?
Anything you're not using.
The saber. Yes. Sell.
You know, you need what is it? You need potions, right? Or
I need a
heals. Yeah, a whole bunch of heals. So when you go back to the cave, you have to go back to the cave. Oh yeah, you have to go back to the
gotta go to the cave because I died. Look at that. Get rid of that. Okay, exit. Yeah, how many potions do I got? I got 15. I got the dynamite.
Did you run out when you were playing?
Yeah, I need to buy like 20 more. That was the other thing. You can't buy more than one at a time. And they started realizing all this stuff after, but you know, you don't know what you don't know until you start playing, but yeah. Let's see. Wanna buy some heels, see? And then you say yes. You wanna buy a heel? And you say yes. You can only buy one at a time. So you don't know how many you've bought or how many you need. You just kind of count it out. So I'm gonna buy, I don't know, 3 more. 2, 3. Yes. Okay, that's exit. Alright. And guess what, T? I'm gonna do a save state. Of when I'm falling over and over and over. Oh, but I wanted to talk about upcoming projects, too.
Yeah.
So what you got? So I know what I got. I got a long list.
Oh, what you got? We're gonna talk about what you got.
Well,
The only thing I got was the Xbox X Series X. I mean, yeah.
yeah, you gotta be buying that. When do you get that anyway? When's that coming in?
It gets released this month, I think on the 10th. But
Okay.
I won't get mine until maybe 5 to 7 days later. Because it's coming from Florida.
Okay. It's kind of sucky too because I remember when they were releasing the Switch, a couple people got it the day before it even got released because of a mistake, but then other people had to wait a couple weeks because yeah, theirs was pre-ordered, but it took like, 7 to 10 business days to ship it. I was like, that's dumb. Why don't they just ship it and then hold it with a don't sell before this date kind of thing? So it's kind of dumb. I mean, they should have already shipped it. It's kind of dumb, but whatever.
Yeah. Yep. When I get one, I gotta go ahead and buy myself a TV for it because to experience the full power of the Xbox Series X, you want to run it on at least a 4K TV that's 120 hertz refresh rate.
Oh, nice. Gotcha.
So I gotta find a TV that does that. So that'll be the OLED. We can buy an OLED TV for it.
Who makes the one that you're looking at?
For the OLEDs, they have Sony and LG, and also what's that other brand? There's another brand that just came out that does OLED. I don't know if you're familiar with LED and OLED TVs.
Yeah, I think the OLED, the biggest difference is it has a designated yellow, right? Instead of just RGB like red, blue, green. So it's supposed to be a little brighter.
Yeah, it's brighter because each pixel can make a black color.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it gives you more of a true black because each pixel is
right.
Not like a LCD. LCD is a backlit panel. So
it's not true black.
Yeah, it's not true black. So when it tries to do a black, you have a backlit panel that reflects it. So you're getting like maybe a lighted black. So it's not a true black.
Gotcha. So it doesn't contrast with the rest of the colors very well, or as good. So it looks a little bit more washed out, I guess, is the best way to say.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The only thing though, I think with OLED, there is some burn-in issues, meaning that if certain colors are present, certain colors, let's say if you're playing a first-person shooter,
right,
and you have your HUD always in one place that's kind of like static. On an OLED TV, those static areas will burn in the colors.
Interesting.
So if you watch a movie afterwards, you see a burn in of your HUD, which came from your first-person shooter game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too that you have to think about is, like you said, having the full experience, right? 4K and all that. That's not HDMI. That's like D-port stuff, right?
Well, the new TVs, they have the new HDMI port.
So it's like an ultra HDMI or something.
Yeah. So you can go as.
I'm running from all my fights, by the way. I'm like, I am not dying in here. I am running from everything. I don't care. I'm only healing whenever they hit me. That's my strategy. Gotta run.
So like high as 120 hertz.
Gotcha.
TVs, but for some reason,
I wonder if the game capture cards are gonna work on that though. If you want to do some game capture.
Yeah.
And be like 4K.
If I hook up my computer to a TV that's capable of doing a 120, it's not going to operate at 120. It's going to go down to 60 because the video card itself, it's version 2.0. So the new RTX video cards that are coming out, the 3070s, the 3080s, the 3090s, came with an upgraded HDMI port, which is version 2.1. So when you hook up those RTS video cards to a TV via HDMI, you will get the full refresh rate.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just that these older video cards, they can't do that.
Gotcha.
HDMI is older version.
Stupid wizards. You can't run from these. I have to fight them. They look like they have like a crab or octopus kind of face, don't they? Or am I looking at that weird? It's like a weird looking sprite to me.
I don't know. Looks like angels.
Yeah, they do kind of look like angels too. But yeah, for me, my upcoming projects is I gotta fix my N64. I'm gonna do a video on soldering it. My controller port on player 1, it's actually broke. It works, but it's cracked in half. So I ordered another one, and I just have to solder the new one in. So I'm gonna do a video on that when I get around to it, of course. But yeah, I gotta fix that.
So right now it still works, but it kind of jiggles around.
Yeah, it's a little loose, and eventually it's gonna get just worse and worse and worse until eventually it, just cracks. So I was like, you know what, I gotta fix this. So I'm gonna do that probably next weekend or maybe sometime this week. And then of course, do a video on it. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting. And then the other thing, coding the NES game. That's the big project. And
yeah, that's something I really want to see.
Yeah.
Product.
It's coming along, but dadgum, it's just so much work and hard. It's like, oh look, I don't even know a good analogy. It's kind of like, oh look, I got my driver's license, and then how many different topics do you need to teach someone about cars? It's like that seems to happen every time I do something. Like, oh, I want to draw the background. Well, that's 2 weeks of research I got to figure out. Oh, I want to color it. There's another 2 weeks of research. So it's like, I want to have a sprite on the screen that I can move around. There's another 2 weeks. And oh, you want to move it? Well, there's 4 weeks. So it's just kind of annoying. Ooh,
yeah.
Silver bracelet. That's a armor piece. Yeah, I got a copper one, so we're gonna equip. Let's trade. Let's trade the copper one for the silver.
And then light gut.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna need your help. You did that really good video on the Raspberry Pi 4, right? I'm gonna need your help on completing that and getting a Raspberry Pi 4 image that supports light guns, because Sinden, that's what they're calling it. This guy Andy, he developed them. Started about 2 years ago as a Kickstarter kind of thing, and he basically figured out a way to get them to work on any screen, any TV, whether it's CRT, LCD, LED, OLED, flat panel. plasma, it doesn't matter. He gets them to work
Oh wow.
everywhere. So I was like,
So
okay.
I guess for the core of it, how does it work? You know, you have a light gun. Is there like an additional device that mounts on the screen, or how does that work?
So yeah, from what I can tell, basically what he's doing is there's a camera. The what do you call it? The gun actually has a camera on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it installs it's software, but it's like part of the USB auto-detected software, I guess. I can't really tell how it's installed. That part I haven't completely understood. But it somehow puts an overlay of a white square around the screen. You know, whether it's 4:3 or 16:9, you can change that. And so the camera does some high-tech math to determine where not only it is, but in relation to that rectangle, and then calculates that and sends that as data points of where you're aiming, so that the system can detect whether or not there's a collision and makes the thing explode or whatever. And it does it at such a fast rate that there's no lag. I saw some videos and I was like, wow, how's it doing all those calculations so fast? But it takes a video image. It's an actual camera on the edge of the phone or edge of the gun. Which is why it makes them so expensive. The guns are like, oh gosh. I got the recoil kit. 2 guns, both recoil. And it was like $350.
Oh geez.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap. You know, if you get the non-recoil kits, they're like $250 for 2 of them.
What you just described kind of reminds the technology of like augmented reality type of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
It has that overlay. Because augmented reality, it uses your actual environment, and then you have moving objects in that augmented reality, and you're able to interact with them. So
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I was somewhat using it the same way, like the overlay.
Mm-hmm.
You have that overlay, which is your augmented reality overlay, and then in the background, what's moving somehow is, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, it's basically projecting where it thinks it should be based on an artificial overlay, which is what you're trying to say is like kind of like augmented reality. Yeah, so it's not actually aiming at the screen. What it's doing is aiming at the white rectangle, doing some calculations, some algorithms and math based on the movement and position of the camera and where it's pointing, and it detects, I guess it's detecting light and the angle, and I don't know, it's pretty slick stuff, but very proprietary that he got trademarked and patented and all that good stuff. So yeah, but more power to him. He's on Patreon, and he does respond back, and he replies, and all that good stuff. So but yeah, he's got it coming, and finally here it is, late 2020, and I'm supposed to get the guns actually either the end of this month, or he just said by Christmas, since I had my order in so far back. So dude, that would be so much fun. Light guns, an actual arcade. I could play. I mean, what was your favorite light gun game at the arcades? Can you name any? Like, you remember playing as a kid? Because I definitely did some research, and I was like, I forgot about that one. Like, you have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
See what I mean? How about Terminator 2?
No, I didn't really like it.
Really? I loved it. I was like, I went to that game. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta play this.
I would say a House of Evil.
House of Dead.
House of Dead.
Yep, House of Dead. Does that run on the Pi 4? That's what we gotta test.
Oh no.
You know what does work on the Pi 4?
What does?
Time Crisis, Area 51. Yeah, now we're talking, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Very. I just watched this video just now. It's actually fast reacting. The gun is actually fast reacting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously there's some delay, but yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm gonna use up about 5 of these heals right now, maybe more. Those wizards beat the crap out of me, T. T's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Looking at the compatible games. So Duck Hunt, Time Crisis.
Yeah, you can play Nintendo games, Sega Genesis games. Remember Super Nintendo when they came out with the Super Scope? That bazooka looking thing? I never played it. A buddy of mine had it, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. He goes, yeah, I love it. I wanted it, but I couldn't afford it. I was like, frack. It was like buying a whole another Super Nintendo. It was like $100, and it finally dropped to like 70. But by then, I was like, you know, over it.
We have also Virtue Cop.
Oh, Virtual Cop. Yeah, I remember that. That was a fun one. Yep, House of Dead. Point Blank.
Point Blank.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Star Wars Trilogy.
See, Terminator 2. Quit saying you didn't like it.
Jurassic Park Lost World.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Dog McCree.
Yep, Mad Dog McCree was, it was alright. It's kind of like...
Clash,
Mad Dog McCree was part of that live video thing that started getting kind of popular when the Sega CD came out, you know?
Right.
That wasn't too... Or full motion video. I wasn't really into that, so... Yeah. But yeah, dude, so I need a Pi 4 image. That's where I need your help. Help me build it. We can release it and make a video of it and demo it and all that good stuff, and demo the light guns.
Yeah.
So you're the master at Pi 4 image making. Make it happen.
Shout out.
Yeah, you could probably do it in a weekend. Actually, in a day, you'd be like, doo-doo-doo, there you go, done. Let me get this last treasure chest T, and I'm gonna probably call it a day. Sound good?
Yep, sounds good. Good.
Appreciate it to everybody who's joined, and if you're watching this later on, thanks for checking it out, and thanks for coming for those of you that came. It's always fun to hang out, talk story about what we're currently playing and some upcoming project. Yeah, exactly. The upcoming projects that we're working on. Definitely have a lot of videos that I need to pump out and get going, especially with the Nintendo development, the soldering, and Tony working on the new Pi 4 image. Right, Tony? You can get that image out for everybody before Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, no comment.
That's easy.
Alright, we'll definitely go do more of these hangouts as much as we can. You know, maybe like once a week, once a month, once a month.
Once a month, yeah, like maybe last Saturday of the month or something.
Get to know the audience and have the audience get to know us.
Yeah, we got to get it a little bit more regular. Yeah,
right.
Hanging out.
See if we can play some games.
Heck yeah. Actually, yeah, watching me get killed. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, what should be the next game, next system to play? Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, State of the Nintendo, Sega CD maybe, 32X.
Why? I think we should play some mystery games, kind of.
Ooh, arcade.
Show what it's capable of doing.
Okay. I say we watch Tony play Street Fighter 2. This guy is a phenom. Like, we had a tournament, and this jerk beat everybody down without losing. I think he lost one round to me, and I was so excited. And I was dancing, and I was like, yeah! This guy's a phenom. Like, how many perfects can you get? Can you get any perfects? Have you ever gotten perfects?
Against the the computer or the arcade, yeah, I could get perfects like maybe 8 to 9 rounds. Of
Okay.
perfect.
Dang. That's crazy. All right, let me beat these wizards, and I'll save it here. But yeah, how about that? We'll do Mr. Tony Street Fighter 2 next. On the tank stick, yeah. Which by the way, real quick, when you use the tank stick, what mode do you use and why? Well, when you're on the Mister specifically, the Pi, of course, is a little different.
I use mode 3, because I guess with the mode 3, it's more, how do you say, more friendlier to use.
It's like more compatible or something.
Yeah, and there'll be some cases when you go into the ROM itself, you know, the buttons might be misconfigured, but you can actually reconfigure them while you're in the game. And it looks at the tank stick really well. It's just that for some reason, when you navigate from game to game, you have to switch the switch behind the tank stick to. For some reason, it doesn't detect immediately. You have to switch it back and forth.
I don't have that issue. That's interesting.
Mine has that issue.
Huh. That is weird. Well, we should probably look at that. Maybe we can figure out what the issue is. But yeah, I use the D input. That's mode 3, right? D input.
I can't remember.
1020 gold. All right, now I get my save state. Because Tabor saved my bacon. Thank you, Tabor, if you're still in the room. I can't tell who's in the room, but appreciate it, buddy, if you're still there, and to anyone else who joined. But yeah, this was fun, T. We'll schedule it. Not now, I guess, but I guess we can take a quick look. First Saturday of December, or first Sunday of December. Which one? You want to start doing first Sundays or last Sundays for Saturdays? Like, what works best for you? I think we can get the crowd.
I think last Sundays will be kind of like ending of the month kind of deal.
Okay.
Kind of like talk about what we did during the month and what we're projecting for the next month and so on. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be the 29th of this month. That'll work.
Okay.
Alright, we'll try and schedule that, fellers and ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. This was fun, and appreciate all the chit-chat from Tabor. That was good times. And thanks, Tony, always for joining and doing this. This is a good time. I know you're going to be playing Oregon Trail now, so I'll let you go. Yeah, we gotta do a video on getting Oregon Trail running on the Pi 4 or Apple. I think that would be really cool. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. T, anything?
Everybody stay safe, stay healthy.
Yes. Oh yes. All right. Later, guys.